Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, depending on where you're joined from. Welcome to the BRACE Regional Monitoring and Evaluation Training. And then the theme of this training is to track your impact using survey and self-reporting tools effectively. So for everyone here, we know that you have participated in the BRACE program either some few years ago, because most of you did in 2023 and some people did last year. So we want to understand how we can, monitor and evaluate all of the things that we have learned and all of the impact we have gained from the um, BRACE training. So today we'll be having a training that has to do with how we can use some of the tools that have been developed for us, either through self-reporting or survey. So quickly, we'll just establish agenda for today. It's going to be a very interactive one where you'll get to, speak to all of the things that you've been achieving in time past. So for the agenda, next slide. Okay, so for those that are French speakers, we have the language interpretation. So most of you that have done the BRACE training before, something has changed, which is that we now have French language interpretation. So those that are French speakers can now listen to the BRACE training or any of the BRACE activities in French. So quickly, the steps to listening in French, you have to log into the Zoom meeting, which you have done now, and then click the interpretation button from the fourth right corner, and then choose preferred language. So you will see interpretation there. Just click on interpretation and you will see English and French. So you click on the French if you want to listen in French, and then to not be disturbed, click on mute original video. That way, you will be listening in French effectively. So you must join on Zoom. That's Zoom app. If it's a web version, this language interpretation will not work for you. So please download Zoom on your phone or any of the device that you're using to be able to use language effectively. So for agenda, we have the introduction. I can see so many people already introducing themselves in the chat box. And then we have the first check, we have opening remarks and introduction of AFC. We have gathering of alumni expectations. So you'll be able to tell us what you expect to gain from the M&E training. And then we have the overview and how far BRACE has gone. Then we have the training properly and then question and answer, as well as group photograph and then next steps, membership drive, and then vote of thanks. Thank you so much, everyone. So quickly, you tell us your name. I see so many people have done that in the chat box already. Your name, your country, and your agribusiness. This is an opportunity, like always, this is an opportunity to connect with other like-minded entrepreneurs. So we'll take this further by telling us how you feel about BRACE monitoring and evaluation training. Like after so many years, for some of you, after 2023, you've not done any BRACE program again and all that. This is an opportunity for you to let us know how you are feeling about today. What do you think? Use an emoji, like a laugh emoji. For me, it's going to be a love emoji. Like it's really beautiful seeing everyone again today after a very long time. So we'll just quickly tell you about AFC again. So I know most of you is already acquainted with what we do at AFC, but we just want to reiterate that again, like we always do. So at African Food Chain Makers, next slide. So at African Food Chain Makers, we believe that small and medium-sized enterprises are the lifeblood of the food ecosystem in Africa. These enterprises are driven by visionary, dynamic, and innovative entrepreneurs who operate as primary producers, aggregators, processors, distributors, finance and technology providers, chefs, cooks, consultants, and innovators. We call them change makers. So with all of this explanation, you already know that you're a change maker. And then we know that these changemakers are faced with the devastating impact of climate change, global and local risks and shocks, and macro and microeconomic challenges. These entrepreneurs need training, they need funding, visibility, market linkages, and a community of support to successfully scale their businesses. Through the African Food Changemakers Hub, we enable African entrepreneurs to start and scale resilient and sustainable agribusinesses that nourish Africa and the world at large. So how we do what we do is by community, data and opportunities, visibility and recognition, learnings and trainings as also. So learnings and trainings is already what we do with the Brace program and the other programs that we do. So gathering of alumni expectation. What is your expectation for today's training? So this is the opportunity you have to let us know what you want to take out of this training. So we just give opportunity to a few persons to raise their hand, and then we'll ask them to unmute and tell us what their expectation for today is. So I'll check and see if anybody is raising their hand, and then I'll call you to share your expectation. What are you expecting to learn from the Brace monitoring and evaluation training? Okay, I see one hand already. So while we wait for other people to raise their hand, Solomon Agada, please go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to appreciate the organizers and moderators this gathering today, this training today. I also want to appreciate every other listener for your voice. My expectation today actually is very, very big and demanding. I am from Nigeria, and currently farmers in Nigeria are experiencing tough time. We need awareness, we need proper training in Nigeria. The headers and the crop producers see themselves as different entities, not knowing that they are all farmers, thereby always in different fights and creating insecurity. The local farmer who are in their villages can no longer have access to their
Hi,
lands.
Solomon, you may have to increase your volume a little bit. I can barely hear you.
Okay, I should increase my volume.
Yes, yes,
Can you hear me
please.
now? Is it
It's
audible enough now?
better. It's really much better. Yeah. So please
Let
go
me
ahead.
let me start from the beginning. Yeah. After appreciating everybody, the organizers and the listeners today, I want to say my demands are very high. I'm from Nigeria, and recent times, Nigeria have been consistently facing challenges between the farmers and the herders. Now, new training and sensitization for these two persons. The farmer or the crop producer sees himself different from cattle area. Cattle area also sees himself different, and each of these two cannot do without the other. The crop area needs manure to be able to help its crops grow well and properly. Whereas cattle areas also need crops for their animals to eat well. But we experience a situation where there have been consistent security and clashes among these two, whereby many families don't have access to it. As I'm talking to you, I used to live in Texas to time to now. We got of security in Nigeria, and coming to Abuja, and due to dense population, there is no more farmland for us.
You're beginning to
But
crack again, Solomon. We're losing
okay,
you.
I'm beginning to crack.
It, I don't know if it's your network, but
Yeah, the weather here is somehow cloudy. Weather is cloudy, whereby it can cause network
okay,
interferences.
please go ahead. I think we can hear again. It's just
Okay.
going off and on, but I can hear you. I heard till where you said farmers need the elders and the same way elders need the farmers. So I
Sure,
heard to
sure.
that point. Yes, please.
Okay, we got to that point. So now I was trying to tell a story of how I left that state where I was farming, to farming, and and because of the insecurities, we had to leave that state. During my national youth service, I went to Jigar to also I started farming seeds.
Okay, so because we don't have so much time, Solomon, you might have to just state your
Thank God.
expectation directly so that
Okay,
other people can speak.
now, which we need enlightenment and access to land, securities for farmers. My demands are three: access to land, securities for farmers, and enlightenment that create a competition that will create an understanding between the herders, that is the cattle rearers, and the crop producers. Thank you.
Ah, thank you so much. Thank you. I heard that. Thank you so much. So quickly, we'll go to the next person, Aminu Suleiman. Please unmute and speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm
Good
Aminu
afternoon.
Suleiman. I'm from Nigeria, Kaduna State. Briefly, my expectation from this training is to strengthen my skills in data collection, analysis, and reporting in order to support my evidence-based decision making. And I also hope that to gain some practical, knowledgeable practices using M&E tools and from some frameworks to effectively track my performances in my agricultural practices. Thank you, and over.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Aminu. All right, please, we'll go to Maggie Marie Abba. Please go ahead.
Hello, change makers.
Thank you. We can hear you, dear change maker. Please go ahead.
Okay, I, okay. My expectation for this program today is I want to.
I'm not sure if that's me, but I can hear you, Abba. Hello, Abba. If it's your network, maybe you might have to drop off and join again because I cannot hear you. So while we wait for Abba, let's quickly go to the next person, Mahama Aruna. Please go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please go ahead. Mahama, please go ahead. Is it my network? I can't hear you, Aruna. Okay, please, Mahama, I cannot hear you. You might have to type in the chat box. Joshua Ishola, please go ahead. Hi, Joshua. We're asking you to unmute and speak. Hi, Joshua. Please unmute.
Yes, good afternoon. So sorry, my network just went off. Thank you,
Oh,
moderator, for the opportunity. My name is Joshua Ishola. I work in the food processing space. I think my expectation for this training is to and understand the types of reporting tools that are available, and also to measure, some indicators with respect to, energy efficiency, waste reduction, to measure the impact of sustainable practices like energy efficiency, waste reduction in food processing, and also to learn how to design and apply practical survey, and self-reporting tools that can measure all these indicators, in food processing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ishola. Joshua, thank you so much. Okay, Ukeme Anwan, please go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon. I'm happy to be here. My expectation is more of having the learnings on how to do the monitoring and evaluation of my farming business. I am a vegetable farmer, and also how, because of this meeting, I will have access to fundings, because during the trainings, we were told about carbon farming and other things, as in having access to some of the funding that is set aside for some countries and so on. So maybe having direct link with the numbers or organizations that we can now put our proposals to. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ukeme. So I have two more hands, Anas and Abdujali, then we'll go ahead. So Anas, please go ahead and unmute.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please go ahead.
Yes, my expectation in today's class was very high, because it happened that I'm into a crossbreeding section. So what I'm expecting is improvement in genetic trait and trait enrichment desire trial, which I also expect higher productivity in livestock management, in which will faster weight, gain better feed conversation, increase milk or egg, because all of this is what we are into, most especially in the field of agriculture, rice farming system. We cross some lines of rice. So I need and higher productivity and genetic trait on those aspects. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Then the last hand is Abdujali. Please go ahead and unmute.
Hello, Abdul Jalil
Yes, please
Muhammad.
go ahead.
Abdul Jalil Muhammad is my name. I'm from Nigeria. So I'm a pragmatic farmer. So what I expect, I just want to summarize everything. I don't have a specific expectation regarding this training, but I expect this training to be engaging and fruitful. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I can see one more hand. I don't know. Okay, Godwin Emmanuel, please go ahead. Don't raise your hand again, please. Thank you. Godwin Emmanuel, please go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Please go ahead.
As you mentioned, my name is Godwin Manuel, CEO of G Classic Food and Caterers here in Abuja. Quite right, my expectation for this gathering this afternoon is I want to learn some practical and practical insights regards to how we monitor and evaluate the climate KPIs regarding to restaurant catering business, as well as logistics, because
part of what we do, we offer logistics as deliveries as part of our offerings. So, and I'm also glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Godwin. So quickly, we'll go to the next, which is introducing Breeze again and giving us updates. So I'm sure most of you would like to know what has happened, what has changed since you started Breeze and all that. So we'll be going through all of that again. And to take us on that would be the Breeze coordinator, Amaka Chime. Hi, Amaka. If you are available, I'm handing over to you.
Hi, Patience. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to be here. I mean, you guys are once our participants and now our alumni, and I'm so happy to have you all join this call. Even with your busy schedules, thank you so much for joining. I know you all know what Braze is all about, but it's also good we reiterate what it is in this call, just to refresh our memory again. As you all know, Brace is building resilience against climate and environmental shocks, and it's an intensive capacity development program that supports agri-SMEs in the agribusiness landscape to be aware of how their businesses are affected by climate change, and also to enable you all to develop strategies to adapt and mitigate the impact of climate change through climate-smart agricultural adoption, as well as tapping into the climate financing opportunities. Brace leverage a hybrid learning experience to engage agripreneurs through training, mentorship, live interactive session, and practical applications. And I'm very sure a number of you have actually experienced both of them, both the virtual learning as well as the physical engagements. Again, the program is designed to enhance the capacity of 3,000 agri-SMEs. And we intend to equip them to build resilience to climate change and establish sustainable agribusinesses. And by so doing, specifically, we provide a comprehensive understanding of climate change and its impact on agribusinesses. We support participants in developing adaptive strategies to tackle the challenges that relates to climate change. And of course, we assist you to work with you in your operations to help you design those strategies that will help you to mitigate the impact of climate change, which will eventually tell in your performance and as well as in improving the job creation in the continent. Again, we also expose you to so many opportunities, financing options, and engagements and network that will help you to expand your businesses. Of course, Braze is for Africans, and you have to be a citizen and resident of any African countries that is active in your businesses. And that's why you all were selected in the Braze. And I'm happy to also see that most of you are still in business and also thriving. So the journey so far, the achievements we've done so far, like I said earlier, our expectation is to train a lot of farmers, about 3,000 of you. And the Brace program was launched on 6th of April 2023. And so far, 2,312 participants have completed the program. And we have 100% of you as youths. About 31% is women across 43 major African countries. And so far, we've been achieving 85% satisfaction rates from you all who have been rating us. And it shows that we're actually doing a good job to still maintain over 70%. Now we are in 85%. And again, a total of 903 participants have identified and adopted climate resilient practices. And among you have actually created about 1,539 new jobs. This shows that the program is actually very significant and is making an impact. Since there's a job creation, there's a ripple effect happening. And we are so happy to hear that. And I believe we will hear more after this session. And again, about 342 participants have attended 9 study visits across Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania, Ghana, and Malawi. And we have 301 participants who attended this same training we are doing today. We've actually had it in 3 locations, 2 in Abuja, different time and different locations, and 1 in Lagos. So we also deem it fit because we have a wider community. We may not be able to capture everybody in their country, and that's why we are doing this virtual training to extend to other participants that we are not in that physical M&E sessions, so that everybody will be carried along. And we've actually visited a lot of farms. I'm sure some of you who visited are in this call today. And we're actually very impressed to see what you guys have been doing after the training. A lot of you have been adopting the climate smart practices, and they're actually putting scaling their businesses while they do that. And even that helps them to, minimize cost and also create more employment for more people in their communities. And again, we also continuously share funding opportunities with the Brace Alumni Network, and people have been giving us information, giving us a lot of data. When we did the last survey, Brace Alumni have secured over $1,000 funding through our network. And this calls to show that we're actually doing a good job, and I'm happy all of you are here today. This today is also an opportunity for you to, continue exploring our for funding opportunities in our membership hub. And of course, we are always there to help you in case there's any proposal or something that you are preparing that you'd like us to assist you on. We are always there to assist you. We really want your business to grow. And we also want you to produce sustainably, or your operations to be sustainable. So whatever you are doing that you need support from us, we are always there to support you, not promising you funding, but we always help you to access those funding. Again, we were able to secure speaking engagement for 5 Brace participants during the UNGA side event in the US. And a lot of you have actually been having speaking engagements in so many workshops that we are having, as well as the Brace LIS, because since you have been trained and you are practicing, it shows that you have all the experience you need to step down the knowledge to another new cohort. So a number of you have been contacted to, facilitate the Brace LIS, and they've really done a good job. And that, of course, exposed them to, to people, it kind of increased their visibility, because while they are talking, they also, discussing the operations and how their businesses are thriving and how they are actually doing their agribusinesses in a climate smart manner. And that helps to project them out there, because people now know their produce, and they patronize them as well, or there will be a collaboration after the sessions. And we continuously feature our Brace participants in TV showcase, as well as an IG showcase and all our social media platforms. So this is what we've been doing, and we will continue to do, just to ensure that your business is thriving well and scaling. Thank you so much once again for joining this call, and we hope to have your participation. We hope to have an active participation today in this M&E session. Thank you once again, and over to you, Patience.
Thank you so much, Amaka. Thank you so very much for taking us through what has changed and what has happened with Brace over the years. So quickly, we'll be going to the monitoring and evaluation training session. And I'm sure for those of you that have so much expectations, that so many people said they wanted to learn how to collect data, how to analyze data, how to have practical knowledge of using M&E tools and all of that. So many expectations. I'm sure this is the time where you pick up your pen, your paper, and then take notes from all of what will be shared. So quickly, we have the trainer for today. She's Odinakachi Nwachukwu. She's the program manager at African Food Changemakers. So Odinakachi is a results-oriented program manager with over 10 years of expertise in governance, program management, research, monitoring and evaluation, and strategic leadership. She has a proven track record of designing and implementing high-impact programs that advance public sector productivity, food security, climate resilience, and gender empowerment. As a program manager at African Food Changemakers, she oversees key programs, including the BRACE program, the Leading African Women in Food Fellowship Lab, and the Scaling Export program. Before joining AFC, she managed a UK government-funded program where she served as a monitoring and evaluation advisor, where she tracked the progress and impact of the technical support provided to the federal government of Nigeria towards infrastructure development. Kachi holds a master's in financial management from Heriot-Watt University, UK, and is a certified project manager and public sector leader, with some very loud ovation in the comment section. Don't think I'm not seeing the comment section. I'm actually looking at it to see all of you that are, giving some claps, thumbs up, emojis, and all that to the program officer at program manager, I'm sorry, program manager at African Food Changemakers. So quickly, I'll just leave the virtual podium to Kachi. Hi, Kachi.
Hi, Patience. Thank you very much for that very warm introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you confirm you can hear me, Patience?
Yes, I can hear you, Kachi.
All right. Thank you very much, Patience. It's really so good to see everybody. And a lot of you, I haven't really met some of you. For some of you, I've met you in the virtual sessions. For some of you, I've met you in the physical sessions we held in Lagos and Abuja. So I'm super, super excited to be here and to be sharing a bit of what we have designed for you. And I heard what some of us said, during when we were asking for expectations. And a lot of that is in order. So I thank you, and I really enjoy you to participate today. Ask questions. Anywhere you don't understand, feel free to ask questions, engage. I'm here to facilitate. That does not mean that I have all the answers. We are going to learn from each other. And at the end of today's session, I hope that will be better for it in terms of understanding some of these tools that we have designed to help you be better in tracking your results, tracking your impact, and to be able to share your stories. I'd like to share my screen now. I don't know if you can see my screen. Patience, please confirm, or anyone confirm you can see my screen. Can anyone see my screen? Okay.
Hi, Kachi. We can't see your screen yet.
Okay.
Even your video, we can't see you.
You can't see my video, serious?
No.
Okay. Can you see my video now?
No, yes, fine. Yes. And the
Okay.
screen is coming up as well.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much for that feedback. All right. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, please. Not on slide mode yet, but yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it on slide mode. Yes, here we go. All right. So yes, the theme of today's training is tracking your results, and I dare add, telling your story. You can't tell your story if you're not tracking your results. So what is the story? Let's go. At the end of today's training, we should be able to understand firmly the different tools that we have designed to help you track the progress that you are making in your work after you have gone through the BRACE program. And we also hope that you establish a system for collecting and analyzing data to measure the progress that you have made. And that way you help us to make an informed decision as it relates to redesigning the BRACE program, because this BRACE program, we are designing it so that we can meet you at the point of your need, so that we can help you transform your business, so that we can help you to be more productive, we can help you to be more profitable, we can help you to reduce your environmental footprint and to increase your level of awareness on climate change, and to be able to, adapt to whatever climate issues that we have. This is just a reminder of the pillars of the BRACE program. There are 3 broad pillars of the BRACE program. The first pillar is around climate change awareness and adaptation. Awareness in that, having gone through the BRACE program, we want to ensure that you truly understood the concepts, including the causes, the impact, and the strategies that you need to put in place to mitigate the climate incidences and climate risks that affect your businesses. And when you understand, it is our hope that you adopt sustainable climate practices and that you uptake climate adaptation techniques. These are environmentally friendly approaches that you embed in your business operations, in the way you produce your goods and your services, the way you go about running your agribusinesses, the way you package your products, the way you distribute your products, the way you manage your soil health. We want you to adopt climate smart practices in the way you go about your businesses, from the point you initiate the farming to when you harvest, to when you take your goods to the markets to distribute. So we want that awareness and adopting those climate smart practices. That is for us what shows us that our participants went through our program. They are aware, they've changed their mindset, they've changed their thinking, they've changed their approach to doing things. So that we are still under the first pillar of climate change awareness and adaptation. And finally, under that climate awareness and adaptation is to assess climate finance opportunities, because that is one of the key pillars of this program. And there are a lot of, climate funding opportunities out there. And we've heard success stories, and I really do not mind taking more. If you have been able to assess any climate funding opportunity, whether it is through the opportunities we shared on the BRACE program or anyone you came across, please reach out to us. And that is also what we are trying to do with these tools that we have developed today. We want you to feel it. We want you to record it. We want you to tell us. And there is this saying that iron sharpens iron. When you're in this community and you're hearing about people's results, you're hearing about people's successes, you're hearing about how people have been able to access funding just by going through the BRACE program, that does a shift in your mindset. That makes you see the possibilities, and that makes you to also go out there to seek for funding. So those are some of the objectives we had in mind when we designed the BRACE program. And we want to ensure that all of those results are being captured and that the stories are being told in a manner that is clear, is concise, and is accurate. The second pillar of the BRACE program is job creation. And this is the number of new employments that you, our change makers, have generated within your agribusinesses as a result of that intentional and conscious business practice that you have inculcated. we've heard success stories of some people that have started using smart cages for their aquaculture. Those smart cages that track water levels, informs you when to change water, helps you to automate feeding of the fish and all of those things. What that does is that it reduces waste. It reduces, the wasting of water, wasting of feed that the fish is not going to eat and all of those things. And when you have saved money from you're reducing waste in your business and increasing your revenue, you're able to expand your business, you're able to increase your outlets, you're able to expand into new markets, you become more competitive, and that way you need more hands. You create more jobs. So we want to track what is changing. We want to track what are the number of jobs that we have created, within our community through the intentional implementation of some of the learnings that you have gotten from the BRACE program. So new employments created, business expansion as a result of improved productivity, improved profitability. We truly want to know, we truly want to track them, and we want to record them, and we want to be able to tell all of the stories. And the third pillar of the BRACE program is business efficiency. So we want to know how you've been able to optimize resources, how you've been able to reduce waste, like I talked about, how you have enhanced your productivity while integrating climate smart practices into your businesses. When you reduce waste, when you reduce, the inputs, whether it is feed, whether it is money, whether it is the number of manual labor that you need for that business, you're able to save up, and that has an impact on your profitability, right? So we want to know what is truly changing as it relates to profitability. We want to know. Those are the key pillars of the BRACE program. And all of the questions that we ask in the tools, which I will share with you, that we have developed to help you tell your story, all of that, when you answer the questions in those tools, it feeds into these three key pillars that we are tracking. It feeds into your level of awareness and your adoption of climate smart practices. It feeds into how much jobs we are creating, and it fits into our business efficiency, how our profitability is going up as a result of our embracing of climate smart practices. Now, what are the tools that will be helping us to collect this data and to make these decisions that will help us to improve how we design the BRACE program, to help us improve how we pass on the knowledge to you, and also to help us to improve on how we can, further design the BRACE program to meet your needs. I mean, if we get another funder that is interested in building on the gains of the BRACE program, and for instance, would want to incorporate a funding component to it, we can engage that funder to say, we've trained these people and they are saying that because of lack of funds, they have not been able to apply some of those learnings that they have gotten from the BRACE program. So for that reason, we believe that it would be more effective to factor in a funding component into a BRACE or the redesigned BRACE program. This is just an example. We have not secured any funding. I'm just saying that when you give us data, we are able to make key decisions, and that has, impact in how we design this program, how we keep improving on it, and how we engage our funders to make things easy and better for you. So these are the tools that we have designed to collect data from you. The first is the pre-diagnostic tool. And a lot of us, if not a lot of us, everybody is familiar with this tool. But to reiterate, because that is what this is all about. Some of us might have forgotten. Some of us took this training 2 years ago. We might have forgotten. But this pre-diagnostic tool was that the first, questionnaire you responded to on the Brace portal when you enrolled into the program. And the idea of this was to assess your level of understanding, to know, what you knew about climate change, what you knew about the impact of climate change on your businesses. That measured your knowledge, your attitude towards climate change. Some people still don't believe that climate change is real. So we just really wanted to know where you are. And it's really based on where you are that we start building on, we start training you and all of that. So all of you have taken this pre-diagnostic tool because it is a tool for us to know exactly where you are and try to meet you where you are. Please, if you have questions, do note it down. Feel free to put it in the chat box. After the session, we are going to have the opportunity to take questions and answers. Thank you. And then the second is the post-training diagnostic survey. That's the post-diagnostic survey. And before you download your certificates, there is a questionnaire that we put in the portal for you to fill. That is called the post-diagnostic survey. And what that does is that it helps us to measure the knowledge you have acquired through the period that you had the Brace training. Yes, the Brace training was designed to be a 6 weeks intensive program, but we also recognize that we work at different pace. Some people were able to finish it in 6 weeks and downloaded their certificates. For some, it took them a little longer. So the essence of that tool was to measure within that time what has changed in terms of your knowledge, in terms of your awareness level, in terms of your overall learning progress. That was what that post-diagnostic tool did. And the interesting thing about the post-diagnostic tool is that some of us were already adopting some climate smart practices in one way or the other, but we did not even know what we were doing. But when we got exposed to the Brace program, we realized that, this solar dryer that I've been using to, preserve my to preserve my post-harvest goods is actually a climate smart practice. Some of us did not know. But when you went through the Brace program, you realized that, this could pass. And some of you recorded what you are already doing in that regard. So that's it for the pre and post diagnostic tool. This last tool that I'm going to talk about is the one that we designed newly and that we are going to expose you to in a bit. So the first one is the survey tool. And that survey tool is a structured data collection instrument designed to capture the trends, the patterns, what has changed, whether you're more profitable after the Brace program, whether you're more productive, just to capture what is changing, broadly, to get your feedback on how you have been faring after the Brace program and to gather insights from you as it relates to your experience after you have gone through the Brace program, and to also check the learning outcome, how you are implementing what you have learned after the training. That's what this survey tool is all about. So overall, it tracks the impact of what you have learned. It tracks the impact of what is changing in your business. And by that, what is improving, what has stayed the same, what is getting better, what is even getting worse, and you're able to report on it, whether it's business performance, whether it's your use of fertilizers, whether it's your soil health, whatever it is. It helps us to get an overview of the trends that you see in your business. And that, again, like I mentioned, helps us to make decisions on how we can better package and upgrade the BRACE program so that it is beneficial, even if it is not to you, but to other participants that are coming after you. And finally, the self-reporting tool. So this self-reporting tool is a participant-driven mechanism designed to enable you, our participants, to voluntarily document your business progress and to share the impact of the BRACE training on your agribusiness over time. Please note that if you don't keep records of your business, if you do not keep records of how your environmental footprint is changing, if you do not keep track of how much water you get to use, how much fossil fuel that's generators, some of us that are in Nigeria that use fossil fuel generators to power our agri-businesses. If you do not keep track of some of those things, then you're not going to accurately respond to this survey tool. So it is important that you keep your own records, because it is from your own records that you're going to be able to share insights with us when we approach you. So this self-reporting tool, and for some of us that said you want to know how you can track what is changing in your business, this self-reporting tool is for you, is for your record. Okay, so we designed it for you to voluntarily document and share with us if you want to. But this survey tool is for us. We are asking you, I mean, for the self-reporting tool, you can keep records for yourself. You can share with us voluntarily. You're not under any obligation to share. But for the survey tool, it is generated by us. We reach out to you and we ask you to share what has changed. We collect the data from you, and is mandatory, sort of. It is compulsory. We need it to be able to improve on our decision making. We need it. But for the self-reporting, it is voluntary. You can record it and keep it with you. But for the survey tool, we want you to, based on the records that you are keeping, document your results and share with us when we call upon you to do so. All right. So this is to conclude this presentation before we go into the training of the tool. To conclude, this monitoring, evaluation, and learning is everyone's business. It concerns you because you have been a beneficiary of our program and we want to know what it is changing. It concerns us as program managers because we want to keep improving on our processes. Like my colleague said, we've introduced the French interpretation services because Africa is wide and there are a lot of people that speak French in Africa, and it's important that everybody is carried along. It's from the feedback that our colleagues gave us that we had to do something about our interpretation services. So when we keep learning, it is true, the feedback that we keep learning and we keep improving. So it is everybody's business. It is your business as a participant. It's our business as program managers. Is the business of people that are funding this program, because all of those insights that we generate help us to make your life and your businesses better. Through monitoring, evaluation, and learning, we are able to better capture our stories and share those incredible stories of impact that we are all making in our own little ways. So I encourage all of us to build a culture where we don't just do, but we learn and we keep adapting. So I'm open to taking a few questions before we proceed to the proper training of the survey tool and the self-reporting tool. If you have any question, please put your hand up. And also feel free to drop it in the chat box and I'll pick it up from there. Thank you. Okay, I'll stop sharing my screen now and move to, okay, I see some hands up. Okay, Mustafa, I see Mustafa, Salifu, Ukeme, Nura, and Magrima. So 5 of you, we just take this question from the 5 of you, and then we move to the training of our tools. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mustafa.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mustafa Kimponde from Sierra Leone. I really want to understand the monitoring and evaluation through the change maker. And also I want to learn how actually climate change can affect our agricultural activities in Africa. And also, what will be the remedy for that, for us to be successful in our cultural operation?
So it was a lot of questions in that. So I'm going to take it one after the other. The first is that you want to understand monitoring and evaluation from the perspective of African food change makers. And the second is that you want to understand the effect of climate change on your business. Is that it? And how that can be mitigated. Is that it? All right. Okay, so from the perspective of African food change makers, monitoring is tracking your results, is tracking what has changed, tracking how productive you have become. If before the BRACE program, you were spending, say, I'm Nigerian, so I will use Naira. If before the BRACE program, you were spending, for instance, 3,000 Naira on fertilizers, on seedlings, and some key inputs in your businesses. And then through what you have learned on the BRACE program, you realize that there are better ways you can do things. You realize that you can compost. You realize that you can do mulching. You realize that you can do regenerative agriculture. And these are things that do not need, much money, and you're saving money that you'd have used to buy fertilizers. You're saving money that you would have used to, buy some of those agric inputs, right? So from the 3,000 that you used to spend before, you realize that you are now spending 1,250 because of some of those practices that you have started, adopting in your business. Somebody is saying no audio on their end. I hope I can be heard. Please, can someone confirm if I can hear me?
Kachi. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. All right, so you realize that you were spending all of this money before, but now, because of what you've been exposed to on the BRACE program, you have significantly reduced how much you now spend on fertilizers. Your soil health is improved. You're now, those kind of things. You're now using biodegradable materials, and you're now beginning to recycle, or you're using lava to feed your fishes instead of feed that used to cost you a lot of money. Those kind of things. It means that your yield has increased. You've reduced how much you are using to run your agribusiness, and on the other hand, you have increased your yield. So if before you were on 1 hectare of farm, you were getting 20 tons of cassava. But because of this improved agricultural practices on the same 1 hectare of farm that you were farming, you're now beginning to get 30 tons. That is increased productivity. That is improved yield. You are enhancing your resilience in your agribusiness. So for us, monitoring is how you know what is changing in your business. All right. So evaluation is judging. In the scheme of things, these climate smart practices that I am taking up, is it favorable to me? Some of you have gone on to start using biodegradable materials instead of using nylons and things that are not environmentally friendly. But that might come at a higher cost to you, for instance. The role of evaluation is to say, okay, while I have reduced the money I've saved some money, I used to spend in fertilizers and all of those things, but because I'm trying to do my packaging the ethical way, the more eco-friendly way, I seem to have, my profitability might have dropped. You know, in the scheme of things, how does that serve me as a business person? What are you doing? You're evaluating, you're thinking, and you're asking, okay, so what can I do better? What can I change? Is there a cheaper biodegradable material I can get? Can I use paper? Can I, those are some ways that you evaluate in the scheme of things, how your business is doing. And that even helps you as an agripreneur to make sound decisions for your business. I hope I've answered your question, Mustafa. Okay, I see a nod. Thank you. Okay, May, please.
Okay, I'm grateful the aspect you've just treated, that's making us to know the pillars of the BRACE program and the new two aspects you've just added outside the pre and post training questionnaires. And it's really a good one. Then I want to know how the interface for this communication, how will it be? Is it going to be through your WhatsApp training platform? How will we interface to drop this information? Because if we want to go by the normal BRACE chat room, that was one of the channels of communicating, I don't think it's effective. I can't really understand the use of that chat room on how to communicate my outcomes and my, let's say, upgrade since after the BRACE program. So I want to know the channels of communication. How do we get this information on the way we've improved, the way, the challenges we have, and how often can we reach out to BRACE in order for us to have this feedback communicated to you people? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So these tools we've designed, they are scheduled, right? So the pre-diagnostic and post-diagnostic is ours. You have taken them because you've gone through the BRACE program. For the self-reporting tool, is something that we want you to record every month. We just want you, even if it is 30 minutes every month or every week, that you just take out to just evaluate your agribusiness and record in that BRACE reporting tool. That would serve you very well. That is every month. And we will be sending you reminders every month to say, dear change makers, thank you for attending our training. We'll send you a link to the self-reporting tool and ask you to please take our time to fill it and share with us if you want to share. But what that's communication, and it's via email. We will also put it on WhatsApp for those of you that are active on WhatsApp, but our most preferred means of communicating this would be via email. We'll communicate you via email. And when you see our email, please do oblige us, do fill out that self-reporting tool. If you want to share, do share. If you want to keep it in your records, do keep it in your records. But the frequency is monthly, and I should have put that in my presentation. Thank you for bringing up that question. And then the second one is the survey tool. So that survey tool is a 6 monthly tool. 6 monthly in that is something that we need to track what has changed over time. And standard practice is that 6 months is a good time to check what has changed. And for those that has graduated from the BRACE program, it's after 3 months that you have graduated that you are due to start getting the notification to fill the survey tool. But for the self-reporting tool, even if you finish your training today, you can start tracking what has changed for you. And over time, you can see what is changing, right? But as a participant, it's after 3 months that you have finished the BRACE program that ideally you can start, you're eligible to fill out the survey tool. And the frequency that will be reaching out to you to respond to that is every 6 months. So as we have finished doing this training this July, we are going to send you that link and ask you to fill it. And then again in December, but because of some of our reporting that we have, we will move that forward. We'll be coming to you again in November. It should be by December, but we know how December can be. You know, things are winding down and all of that. So we'll bring it further to November to see what has changed. And we will send out an email. We'll also reach out on WhatsApp, sending you the link and asking you to please fill it. When you fill it, we see the results at the back end. We see what is changing, we analyze it, and when we have a forum like this, we will share the results with you and you can know what is really changing, both for you and for the wider community. I hope I answered your question, Nura. And over to you, Maggie Mary Abba. Maggie Mary?
Yes, hello, change makers.
Hello.
Sorry, the network from my end has been logging me out, so I'm not happy about that because I'm really interested to grab what you have in store for us. Just as I missed the Abuja one last month, I think, or last 2 weeks. So my question is, these tools that you have developed for collecting the data, I want to know how one can develop it for himself to keep track of his business, because I know of and which one is recommended. Like I know of ODK. I have been using it several times, but I don't know how to, if I want to send someone on the field to work for me, I don't know how to create and key in those questionnaires so that by the time the person is working in the field and submitting, I cannot be accessing it from my end. Then are you with me?
I'm with you.
Okay, then my second part of the question, I believe this monitoring and evaluation is a kind of an English word that carry a weight that when you hear it, it will scare you. But it's like I come to understand from this your lecture that it's just about tracking your activity and trying to know what is going on in your business. In recent times, I have been scheduled with a task in this very field, monitoring and evaluation under youth in agribusiness, where we train farmers in Abuja here, though we cover 4 states in Nigeria. That's a IITA under the YAS project. So when I first got the offer, I was like, monitoring and evaluation, what is it all about? So I was eager. That's why the last training people do in Abuja in the hotel, I tried to attend, but rainfall couldn't allow me to attend that. And I was happy as I'm privileged to see another one here. So I really want to know, apart from the ODK and the other apps used, what is just in simple terms, what is it expected from you as a monitoring and evaluation officer that is running a project that has to do with rural farmers? What is it expected of you as much, apart from the ones specified in your terms of reference? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so you're taking me away from this training. For M&E, really, it depends on what the client is tracking. I have mentioned for BRACE program, we are tracking your level of awareness, what has changed in your awareness. We are tracking your adoption of climate smart practices. We are tracking your business efficiencies, and we are tracking job creation. So for us, these are our own 3 pillars, and these 3 pillars have different children that fit into it. We call it sub-indicators. It's like when you were writing an exam, they ask you question 1A, 1B, 1C. So these are 3 broad pillars. But when we start, tracking the results, we break down the data we collect in tiny, tiny, tiny bits so that actually see what is changing at that, minute level and be able to make key decisions. For instance, in job creation, we want to know the jobs that are created for women, how many women are working in your business. We want to know how many males are there, how many youths that are there. If you tell us 5 jobs, job creation, all together, we've created 30 jobs. How many are males, how many are females? We don't know, but when we start asking you, we ask you specifically. And that is because for, the purpose of this program, how women are empowered is very important to us, and that is the reason why we are collecting that. So for different projects, there are different indicators that they are tracking. So I don't know what IITA is tracking. They might be training smallholder farmers in cassava across different countries. It's up to them. You have to study the terms of reference, understand what the program is set out to achieve, and then you develop your indicators and your sub-indicators that you want to measure, and then you come up with questions that would feed into all those questions and start collecting your results. That's just broadly what monitoring and evaluation is. And like you said, yes, the name scares people, but it's nothing scary. It's nothing scary. And you can use simple tools like Google Form. Some people use Google Form to just ask a customer that wants to buy something from them, give me your name, your address, your location. That it just Google Form is free. You can use it to ask questions, send to somebody. The person goes to the field, collect the data for you, and you see it. So any tool that enables you to collect data, you can use it. You can even use paper questionnaire, come up with your questions, call somebody on the phone, ask the person a question, tick, 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 and analyze it at the end of the day. So it's really what works for you that you should use. Thank you very much, but that's really outside the scope of today's training. So now we go to the BRACE survey tools. I don't know if we can see my screen. Okay, I hear a yes. So I move. All right, so this is what the BRACE survey tool looks like. First of all, we start with collecting general information. We want to know your business name. You put in your business name. My own is Kachi Agro Limited. That's a portfolio company, by the way. It still exists in my laptop. All right, so type in your business name, the contact person for the business. If you are the contact person, please type in who you are as the contact person. We want to know whether you're male or female. And my colleagues will be sharing this link in the chat box. Feel free to fill along, the the survey as I talk through it, and really it's even by feeling it that you can actually, you're more hands-on and you can have questions. If anything that you don't understand, just ask the question. All right, so the contact person for the question won't know whether the person is male or female, won't know the person's position. If it is you and you're the CEO of the organization, please put if the designated person for the organization as it relates to interfacing with clients and responding to some of those kind of surveys is, say, your administrative manager, you put the person there, but we prefer speaking with a manager, someone at the managerial level, someone that owns the business, that really understands the inside workings of the, business. Those are the people that we prefer to fill this tool and also to interface with, when we have further questions. So select your country. So I think I'll just be filling this as I am talking. So Pachi Agro Limited is the name of my business. Contact person is me, Pachi. I am female. I select female. In the organization, I am CEO. Country, so Nigeria. I try to put the search button. So you just have to scroll and find your country and you put it there. And then location, I am based in Abuja, so I put Abuja. So the dates that I completed this training, I completed it last year. So you can go back to 2024, 2023, as the case may be. So I completed this training sometime in July 2023. If you know the precise date, that's better. But I think around 26th of July was when I completed the training. So I'm going to put it there. What this helps us to know is, how long since you got this knowledge. And here is the year of establishment of your business. When was your business established? Please do not mix up the completion of training and date of business establishment. So my business was registered 10 years ago. So that's 2015. Okay. So we just want to know, how long you've been in business. Okay. This is just for general data collection. It's not like for decision making, it really changes anything, but we want to know how long you have been in business. All right, so that is it for the general information segment. Now, we move to the second aspect of the questionnaire. We want to know what aspects of the agribusiness sector that you operate in. So if I produce cassava, maize, sorghum, so that's crop production. I also do fishery. So with this, you can select multiple responses, multiple answers. If you play in many value chains, please feel free. I also process after I've harvested my fish to reduce post-harvest loss. I dry it, I smoke it, and all of that. So I pick processing. So if you play across everywhere, please feel free to select what works for you. Okay, so now we go to the third segment and we want to really know your adoption of climate smart practices. And the question is, which climate smart agricultural practice have you adopted since your BRACE program? Have you adopted the precision farming? Do you use drone imaging, all those technologies? Select it. And again, this is also multiple selection. You do regenerative agriculture, there you go. You do soilless farming, as many as possible. You do the green storage, green logistics, water management, waste management, composting, recycling. packaging. You offer packaging services to other agribusinesses. Please feel free to tick the climate smart agricultural practice that you have adopted. All right. And then any of these adopted practices tailored to accommodate gender specific needs? For instance, did you give flexible working arrangements to women in your business? Are there some considerations that you've given to your female customers, to make the products better for them? Just tell us yes or no. It's a yes or no answer. You can't take both for obvious reasons. So we want to know benefits of climate smart adoption, but there's a technical glitch with this. The final survey that we are going to be deploying will list out the benefits of climate smart agriculture, which is things like increased productivity, enhanced resilience, improved resistance to drought, flood, pests and all of those things. So what benefits have you seen? Increased profitability. We are going to give you a list and you select it. And if none of the items in the list, strikes a chord for you, tell us and we'll give you the option, put others, and then you tell us in your own words what the benefits of adopting climate smart practices has been for you. So this question is for people that select crop production. You see, because I selected crop production, I'm seeing these questions in crop production. Because I selected fishery, we are going to see questions in aquaculture, fishery. And I think I selected packaging as well, or processing instead. I'm seeing questions that relate to processing. So which means that the questions that you see is based on the value chain that you are playing in, so that we don't bore you with, meaningless and long questions. Now, for crop production, so they're asking us if we have seen increased productivity or higher yields since we adopted climate smart practices. Higher yields, improved crop quality, reduced crop losses. Is it high, is it medium, or low? So low, we understand what low, medium, and high is. Low is I haven't seen much. I was farming on my 1 hectare farm. I was getting 20 tons of cassava. Since I adopted climate smart practice, not much has changed. I'm still around that 20 tons. So that's low for me. If I was doing 20 tons of cassava and I adopted soilless farming, I'm now doing 30 tons. I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, right? So for me, that's medium. If I was doing 20 tons, now I've doubled or I've tripled. I'm now doing 60 tons. That's significant. That's high. So you choose high. So this is relative to your business. Know what low is for you, know what medium is, and know what high is for you as it relates to productivity. Are you more productive? Do you have higher yields from your agribusiness on a spectrum of high, medium, low? Tell us. Enhance resilience. Did you enhance your resilience? That is, improve resistance to drought, to flood, to pests and diseases from what you've learned on the BRACE program. Do you manage drought better? Like my colleague Amaka mentioned, when we went for some of the farm visits, one of our participants picked the farming irrigation system, setting up an irrigation system in his farm. That was the idea he got. And when he got the means, he was able to put the irrigation farming, the irrigation system in his farm. And he even invited us to come and inspect the new facilities, so obviously that is a measure to combat drought, because the person is no longer relying on rainfalls for his agriculture, which means that our participants can harvest all year round. So you've enhanced your resilience against drought. Please tell us, have you improved your resource efficiency? Do you conserve water better? For some of us that are using smart cages for our aquaculture, that helps us monitor our water levels, our feed, and all of those things. It means that you're conserving water, because sustainability at the end of the day is when you're meeting your present needs, as humans, you're not jeopardizing the chances of the future generations to, meet their needs. I remember there's a saying that they say in Nigeria, things have gone so bad. The world is so bad right now. Who spoiled the world? It's humans. It's humans. Things have changed. If you conserve water, if you conserve natural resources, use it, conscientiously, factoring in that there are people that are coming after us. You use fertilizers not to damage the soil, but so that the next generation that farm on that soil would also have good yields. Then we will not be screaming, things have gone so bad, the world has spoiled. Some people even say, God, just come and end this world already. Things have gone so bad. This is just an example, right? And it is our actions that contribute to, things going bad. And that is the essence of this BRACE program. Reduce your environmental footprint, reduce water conservation, the use of water, improve your soil health, reduce, reliance to chemicals and all of those things. So the way you use resources, has it changed? And how has it changed? High, medium, low. Tell us. Economic benefits. Have you increased job creation? Have you increased income levels? Has your income levels increased? Has your production cost reduced? Have you improved access to market because you're now producing better? Please tell us. All right. Crop production, still under crop production, environmental benefits. So these are just examples of, indicators that we are tracking in crop production. Are you saving energy? Have you assessed technology and innovation? All right. So tell us, on this range, what has changed for you? And it's the same thing for aquaculture. It's the same question that we're asking you in terms of your productivity, your resilience, your resource efficiency, economic benefits that you see, is the same question that we are asking across all your different arms of business. The same thing with processing. All right. So as many value chains as you play in, it's going to ask you these questions. With that, we move to the next segment. So what are some of the challenges that you have noticed as you are trying to adopt climate smart practices? What are the challenges that you have faced? Is it that there is an initial high cost? I know someone that after the BRACE program, the person went and got solar dryers instead of sun drying or other forms of drying that they use, all of those, equipment powered by fossil fuels, right? When you procure some of those technology, it has an initial high cost, but over time, you don't need to buy fossil fuel again, and you're able to conserve some money, and you conserve that money to run your business. Some people went on to get grants. We know somebody that got grant from UNDP, a grant of 40 million naira, just because the person went through BRACE program, is more aware, applied for a climate finance and secured that facility. And it's a grant, it's not a loan, right? So what that does for this person is that cost of purchasing the climate smart technology, this person has purchased it. And this over time is going to reduce the cost of operations for the participants. All right, we are rounding off so that you can have time to ask questions. So what are the challenges that you face? We want to know it. And then what is the impact of the climate smart adoption? What is the impact of this climate smart adoption to your business? Has it shown no impact? Is there a minimal impact? Is there a moderate impact? Is there a high impact? Is there a very high impact? Still using the example of I was getting 20 tons. Now I've increased. That is how you can, check your impact. And we also encourage people, don't only monitor your impact in monetary terms, also monitor your impact in how you are helping the future generation to conserve resources so that they can also meet their own needs. So try not to look at it from a very narrow, mindset. We want to know your cost savings. Have you been able to save costs? To what extent? Is it high? Is it low on that range? Please tell us. All right. So moving on, the seventh segment is we want to know about women participation. We want to know if you have created new jobs, what percentage are females? If you have 4 employees and 2 are women, then it means that you are here 50%, right? 26 to 50%. If you have 4 employees and 3 are women, you're somewhere around 75%. So you tick this. All right. If you have 4 employees and they are all women, you're somewhere around 76 to 100% in percentage of your workforce that are women. All right. So are women actively involved in implementation of the climate smart practices, which is in your business? Are women involved? Tell us yes or no. For me, yes, women are involved in my business. And then we want to know whether how you improve the capacity of those women in your business. It's pretty very truthful and honest in this. Have you improved the capacity of women that are working with you? Is a yes or no. Okay, you don't have to, say what you haven't done. And we know that many of you are small businesses, you might not have, the funds to do that. And you can send some of those, your staff to the brace training so that they can also learn what you have learned. Do you have any specific mentorship opportunities for women? Yes or no? Respond to that. So this is still on gender sensitive approaches, talking about gender sensitive approaches to climate mitigation, whether you adopt any, such as equal pay. Do you pay women a certain amount and men a different amount? Do you check, harassment in the farm, in your agribusinesses? Do you give maternity leave to women that, put to bed in the course of employment? Or those are the kind of things that we want to know. And when you make decisions for your business, do you disaggregate it by gender? Do you, look at how many women you have, how many males that you have, and make a decision, based on things that are, or the needs, gender sensitive needs of your employees. If you don't, please skip. Okay. So we want to know about inclusion. Do you have any member of your workforce that is disabled, they are blind, they are deaf, or whatever? Just let us know. Is a yes, no, or you don't want to say. Just pick one of these. So are those disabled people active in your business? Is a yes or no? And what percentage of the workforce consists of or are disabled? You can also, with the analogy of how many staff you have in total versus the disabled person, work out the percentage and tell us. So what type of roles do these disabled people play? Are they farm laborers? Are they floor operators? Are they in sales and marketing? We just want to have an idea, and then have you adopted any inclusion-focused approaches for those disabled people? So that's just what this segment is all about. Then we go to job creation. So we want to know how many jobs that you have created since you completed the BRACE program. So You use this button, as you can see, as I'm clicking the navigation, the top navigation key, the number is increasing. If I click the downward one, it reduces. So that just reduces manual entry. The same thing with part-time jobs. You want to know how many full-time jobs, how many part-time jobs. So it's just one. -1 means that when you started Brace program, you have 7 employees. Now you have 6. Feel free to tell us that there are less people. Okay, just be as truthful as possible when you fill this form. So what types of role do have you created? Is it in farm labor? Is it in floor operations, etc., etc.? We've asked how many percentages of these jobs are held by women, but just so this is a repetition. We'll take this out. So what percentage of jobs are held by the youth? Let us know. What's newly created jobs? The jobs, do they have equal pay for women and men? Yes or no? All right, so we want to know typically for the women in your organization, what kind of jobs do they do? So you just help us fill that. We just really want to understand the profile of your business. And then here has to do with diversification. We want to know whether after the Brace training, you have improved, your business line. If before you were just a cassava farmer and a cassava agripreneur, but after the Brace training, you have started making garri. That's you've diversified your business. For us, that is business efficiency. We want to know. If you have added, please tell us. If you have not added, just leave the question. Leave it at 0, okay? Diversification is that you have added a new product line. All right. So profitability, have you been profitable since after Brace? Yes, no, too early to tell. Let us know. On the average, by what percentage do you think energy costs have decreased since you completed Brace? So if you were using fossil fuel, or you just check how has your energy consumption used? If it has increased on the average, if you were buying power at $5,000 and now you're buying 4,000, there's a reduction. So just do the reduction and tell us by how many percentage. Yeah, and that should be maybe about 20%. So you just go up until it is 20%. You let us know. So what challenges remain in achieving profitability? Why are you not as profitable as you want? And keep in mind that we exist in African food chain makers to help agripreneurs like you to scale their businesses. So if you're not scaling, is the problem. We want to know, what are the challenges limiting you? Is it knowledge gap? Is it infrastructure issues? Is it the quality of labor that you have? We just really want to know. Is it the operating environment, government policies making it difficult for you to move forward in your business? Please tell us, okay? This will help us to design our programs in the future. So have you explored any new markets? If you were selling in only South Africa, do you now sell in Malawi? You were selling only in Johannesburg, do you now sell in Pretoria? We just want, accessing new markets has to do with international markets, not local, okay? Have you accessed a new market? Do you now export your products? We really want to know. Okay, so have you adopted e-commerce or other digital platforms to sell your products since the training? We have a virtual hall in AFC. Do you use platforms like that to reach out to customers to sell your products? We just want to know. And have you been able to access any grants since you completed the training? Please let us know. And then overall feedback on the program. We want to know, on the scale of 1 to 5, how you rate the Brace training, whether it made no impact to you or it was transformative in the way you think and the way you now operate your business. Okay, and we also want to know the adequacy of the training. Did you think the training was intensive enough? Are there some topics you believe would have enhanced the overall experience from the BRACE program? We want to know that. And then what feedback do you have for us, generally? You just use this opportunity to put it in the chat box. And then suggestions for improvement. You give us suggestions for improvement. These are things that help us to improve our decision making. And then is there any additional support that you would need to sustain and improve the activities of women in business? Once you finish that, you just submit. So you say that this has been successfully submitted, all right? And this is the tool that will be coming to you with every six months. Now I will take questions if there is any. I saw somebody's hand raised at some point. We'll take a few questions before we go into the self-reporting, so which is simpler, but also similar to this tool that I just took course on. All right, thank you. I will stop sharing my screen so that I can take the questions now. I see Godwin, Emmanuel, and Juliet Chineye. So Godwin, please. Please unmute.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, nice to be here. Thank you for the insights you have given to us on the M&E. My concern is I used to find a bit confused when it comes to my own food chain, which has to do with restaurant, catering, and logistics, and that's delivery. So in going by the form you have just walked through, that you walked through just now, I find it sometimes difficult picking the food chain from the full crop processing and all that. So will I say my food chain, like restaurant, catering, and logistics, is under processing? Because if I don't get it right from there, every other response I will be giving may not resonate well. So my question is, what is the appropriate one in that first question that you have to look at with the food chain you are in my own food chain? Which one will suit me?
Okay. Thank you very much, Godwin. For you, that would be orders. That would be orders. And I had to look at the tool again. There was no provision for orders. So that's something that we'll have to go back and correct. You have to include orders so that people that are into, restaurant, food, customer service, and all of that, they can pick orders. Okay, thank you very much. Juliet Chineye, please.
All right, thank you very much. I really enjoyed the training. But when you were explaining the form, I discovered, I think the first part when you asked the kind of climate smart practices one has applied after the training. Then after that, I think there's a question that says, how many jobs have you created? Something like that. So like in my business, I'm into pig farming business. And after the training, I channeled, I discovered that I can use waste, I can recycle waste, especially cassava peels, akamo chaff, and all of those things. So I started using it to feed my pigs. Now, the people that are supplying, most of them usually throw this waste. So, but I now pay them. My question now is, I just pay them to gather the waste, both the peels, even cabbage, pumpkins. There's a lot of things I'm now using for my animals. Just to also cut down cost of feeding. Is affecting the business positively, and also to those people now. I'm not paying them. I want to know, did I create job for them? It's not like they are working in the farm. I mean, they are like my staff now that clean up the pens and all that. So in that part now, those women that are now supplying those waste to me for feeding? Is it part of the job I created, or is it part-time, or how do I? So because when you were explaining, I was just trying to process this in my own business. So that's my question. Did I create job even though they are not really in my farm working? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Juliet. Yes, you just created a job. You pay them to gather those waste for you. Whatever is a it's a part-time job. It's not a full-time job. They don't work on your farm, but they work in your business. You have an arrangement with them, gather this in for me at the end of every week or every month, or each time you bring it, I pay you this amount of money. That is increased income for them. That is, their livelihood is better because of that boost in their income. Yes, you have created a job. Congratulations. You're an employer of labor. All right, thank you, Chinenye. Mustafa, please. Mustafa, please unmute.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Um, okay. I just want to lament on the area of creating jobs while using climate smart practice. Before this time, my waste, I was taking my waste off from the farm like the host of the rice. But now I have already put modalities in place, get some people that are using the rice husk to make charcoal. So I am no longer getting it off from my farm because we are currently using it to make charcoal for cook, and also the cassava peels. We also use them also to make black soup for people that are in cosmetic production. They do comes into my farm, buy the rice husk and the cassava peels, and also the granite husks. So I don't know if those people that are coming into my farm, I've already created a job for them or not. And also the one that we are using to make charcoal, if already is another innovation that we are already created through my agribusiness. So that's
Okay.
my concern.
Okay, thank you very much. So, for you, what
Can you
I
please hear
deduce,
me?
yeah, I heard you. I heard you.
Hello.
So you are converting the
Oh my God.
rice husk instead of throwing it away before, and yeah, contributing to waste and pollution if it's not properly disposed. We're now using it to make charcoal. So what that is that you have reduced waste, right? You have reduced waste, and by reducing waste, you are selling it to people that you need the rice husk, to make charcoal. So that is also increased income for you. And for the business, you're overall more profitable because there is more inflow for you as a businessman. I would not call it job creation for the people that are buying it from you to use as charcoal for their business. You've not created jobs for them, but you guys are exchanging value. They are paying you for that, and you are also supplying them. That is increased income for you. But like Chinenye, if you have people that are collecting those wastes and you have an arrangement with them to give them some monetary benefits because of that service they provide to you, that is an indirect job that you have created. All right, we move over to Mustafa. Or was it Mustafa that just took his question? Is it Mustafa's question I just took? Mustafa, if it's you, please put your hands down. Evans, please. After Evans, okay, let's quickly go to the self-reporting tool. We are running out of time.
Okay. Thank you for the information given. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Currently, I'm working on research, and the research I'm working now need those data you ask them to fill. So we want to use this to establish something for our research. Please, I need your assistance for you to provide me those data, those numerical data of them fill here. I will share my email to you.
You have to write us. And then we have to know, you just have to write us, communicate with us, and then we'd know how to respond to that. Of course,
Okay,
we
can
have.
you share the link where we send my request?
No, you have my colleagues that contact you. You have Patience, you have Amaka. If you belong to the Brace WhatsApp group, please indicate. And then if you went through the Brace program, you should know the Brace coordinators. So reach out to them. Anyhow, you were able to get this information, use that platform, okay? But my colleague's email address for the benefit or for your benefit, in case you have forgotten, is P. Brimo, Patience that is a facilitator, P. Brimo, PBRAIMOH at afchub.org.
Wait, please repeat. Let me say pre-primo.
P. Brimo, BRAIMOH.
Okay.
At AFC Hub. Hub is HUB. Yeah, hub.org. .org.
Okay.
All right. So reach out to her and she will take it up. Thank you. Over to you, Keme.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate, but my concern is in the area of challenges first. One of the climate smart agriculture that I practiced was use of for these cement bags to plant instead of still waiting for a land space. So, and I resorted into having a challenge of a sudden death of my pepe. Though I was still combining the smart agriculture with the, let's say, inorganic method like use of fertilizer to improve the growth of the pepe. So I didn't take notice of the quantity of the fertilizer that I supposed to have used per the bag, depending on the active substances and how it will dissolve the effect on the pepe. So suddenly, I had a serious losses on trying to adopt, but it was equally a lesson. So in the aspect of filling that form, I try to navigate with low because of the experiences I had. But I believe since you people are giving this form after 6 months, we may have more than 2 experiences.
I can't hear Okeme again. Yeah, but
more than
okay, continue. But try to round off, please. Okay, I think I got the gist. He tried some climate smart agricultural practices, and that didn't go very well. Instead of him to gain, he lost. He learned in the process, and he's improving. And his question is, well, since this survey tool is going to be deployed every 6 months. It's enough time for participants to have implemented certain practices and truly be able to track to know what is changing. Yes, you asked the question and you also answered it. Yes, that's the reason why it is every 6 months. And that is why the survey tool complements the self-reporting tool. With the self-reporting tool, you can be recording your progress every month, but on there, you can aggregate all of it to, fill the 6 monthly survey to say holistically what is changing in your business. Okay, so this is going to be very quick because some of the things in this segment is also in the other tool. In this self-reporting tool is also in the Brace survey tool. So the general question is very similar: your name, your gender, your country, the location of your business, and the date of reporting. We don't now need the date of incorporation and when you finish Brace training. We don't need it. We just want to know the date that you're reporting. And then what type of agribusiness we are going to include orders. Amaka, please note, we are going to include orders so that people that have restaurants can have something to fill and tell us precisely which value chain that they are operating in. So we want to know climate practices implemented. This is also very similar to what we have in the survey tool. And then which practice did you adopt after the conclusion of the training? So this one is the ones you used to do before the training. If you did not know any, tell us. After the training, what has changed? Tell us. Are there any technologies related to climate adaptation that you have adopted since you completed the training? So tell us yes or no. What are the benefits that you observed? Did you observe any benefits? Yes. So in your opinion, is this an increase as a result of the practice learned from the training? Just like Okeme asked, I responded, for him, it was a decrease. Was it an increase? For him, it was a decrease. So for that month is no. Okay. Another month, it can be a yes, but for that month in question is a no. Please feel no. Have these practices led to cost savings in areas such as inputs, energy, water usage? Yes or no? Okay. Your yield might have decreased, but you might have conserved your inputs. So say yes. All right. So have you been able to access new markets or premium prices due to adoption of climate smart practices? Because there are some organizations that are very eco-sensitive and friendly, and they don't mind paying a premium for eco-friendly packaging and climate smart processes. So if you work with those customers and you record premium prices or you access the new market because of your climate smart practices, please tell us. Has the adoption of the climate smart practice led to an increase in your yield? Yes, no. We don't need the details yet. We just want to know yes or no, what has changed. Then have you been able to attract any new funding as a result of the rate of adoption of this climate smart practice? For our friends that have gotten climate smart practice, please tell us yes. If you have not gotten, please tell us no. So what are the challenges that you face? This is also similar to what we had in the other form. Initial high costs, you don't have the technical knowledge to operate climate smart practices, your land size is too small for you to adopt climate smart practices, whatever, just tell us. Then we now want to know how many jobs have you created that month? Did you create jobs, yes or no? How many jobs? How many are full-time? How many are part-time? Number of women, youth, disabled? And then testimonial. Would you want to tell us anything? My colleagues are saying that time is up. I hear you loud and clear. So would you like to record it and submit any video explaining what has changed? Yes or no? Once you do that, you submit and then we get this and you can also keep a record of it. And that brings us to the end of the training. Do we have any question on this self-reporting tool? Questions? Matulu raised his or her hand. Please, over to you, Matulu. Let's unmute him.
Oh, thank you. I was struggling to unmute. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Good day, change makers. My name is Matlu. I'm in South Africa. I am a pig farmer since 2017. I've always been an advocate of the green initiatives. We recycled on farm. We didn't apply any chemicals. We used the manure, the waste from the pig waste as manure in our gardens. We also produced maggots for as chicken feed. Like, we'll make sure that everything is reusable. And I also used to plant in bread plastics just to try and control soil erosion because we are in a slopey area. I had challenges on farm with regards to feed. It became so expensive for me as a smallholder. I couldn't cope. I opened a small butchery that I'm operating at the moment, but I'm still so passionate about green farming. So before I registered for this program, I had observed that there are other smallholder farmers that are frustrated like myself. And I thought, how about we have a community of farmers farm one commodity together, one organic product, identify the market, and then service it together. So while in that progress, thank you to AFC that I got this opportunity and I got all the skills and the knowledge. Now I want to start on that we then group ourselves, and then I can do the trainings like initially of global warming, why climate smart farming, why should we do that? And now I've also approached the local university of where I can get or turmeric tubers. And in this very program, one of the facilitators mentioned that there's a market for turmeric in Germany, and there's Rabobank, which funds initiatives like that, which was something that I was busy researching on. So with me, this form won't really assist because I'm at a restart stage. I'm at a stage where I want to level up now with a community of farmers sharing the same vision. We want to do it the green way. We want to do it the right way. And we get a buyer. We have production plans. We have got soil testers. We then get all the information that we need, and then we supply the market together. So in terms of the changes, the improvement according to this form is not going to help on my side because I'm at a restart stage and I'm excited about the opportunity and that I will be contributing towards carbon farming. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you very much, Matilda. I like your passion. I like your energy. In fact, we recently launched a call for mentors where we are asking for people to volunteer their time to mentor upcoming green innovators, share the knowledge you have. So please, I don't know if you've signed up for that. If you haven't, please reach out to any of my colleagues and indicate interest so you can share your knowledge with, upcoming people. Because there are so many benefits to mentoring. When you mentor people, you also enhance your own knowledge. And like my colleague mentioned, you've been trained, go ahead and pass on the trainings to others. So thank you very much.
You're
Godwin,
welcome. I'm
please.
prepared. I am prepared to do that. I'm sorry I missed that one, but I am prepared to do that mentorship.
All right, thank you very much. Patience, please note her, and then please do reach out to her, let her fill that form. Finally, Godwin, please keep your remarks to 30 seconds. Thank you. Someone else needs a mentorship form, please, Patience will share it here as well as on the WhatsApp group. Godwin, please. Can he unmute himself? Please, can we help him? Can we ask him to unmute?
Okay, good. That was a challenge. I was trying to unmute. Yes, thank you. My simple observation is that African food change maker is an African drive for agric. I mostly observe that if they are sending these weekly opportunities, I don't see some of those opportunities that pertain the Nigerian thing. And I'm just observing, is there a way, since we are here in Nigeria, as part of, for the people in Nigeria, if they can partner with the ongoing initiatives that has to do with government. There are a lot of initiatives. The one I even know that I'm very aware of now is this green initiative from the federal government, green, others like consumer credit scheme, the IT and poverty alleviation, the SME Digital Academy, that could maybe in one way or the other empower we, the business owner in this community, the African food chain. So it's just an observation, like that green money project, which is for youth within 18 to 40. I know that.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Godwin. If we see those opportunities, we will certainly share with you. And if you also see them, please, you're on the Race WhatsApp group, put it out there. Let other people also benefit from it. Like I mentioned at the start, iron sharpens iron. What you know, share, we get better in the community. Thank you for that. Okay, Mayor, keep your remarks to 30 seconds. After you, Abdul Jalil, and then Wonder Touch, then we go, please. No more. Thank you, please. Let's unmute Ukeme, please, quickly.
Okay, I'm sorry I was not locked out as that when I was making my experience in terms of how to get it right, if that should be reflecting as not making progress after the training, or that should
I
form
responded to that. Okay, man.
Please,
What I
was
said
out.
is
I
that
was completely out of this thing, the
Yeah,
network. I don't know.
yeah, what I said is that you were right in the question you asked. The self-reporting tool is a monthly tool. The survey tool is a 6-monthly tool. If you record a decrease, you tried a climate smart initiative, it didn't work out, you learned from it, that month, it's gonna, the records are not gonna be very good, and that's okay. We learn, okay? The next month, if it improves, we just want to see progress. We want to see the trend. We want to see what is changing, right? And then when things change, record it. Then within 6 months, give an overview of what has happened across those 6 months. That's why both tools work hand in hand. Thank you very much. Abdul Jalil, please, quickly. Let's unmute him quickly. We are behind time.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you for this impactful training. As I expected, my expectation came true. I expected an engaging and fruitful training, which I must say this is a nice one. So I just want to share my own testimony, or let me say my own achievement as a Brace alumni. So I actually got the fundamental knowledge about climate change, resilience, mitigation, adaptation from this program. And then I went to share in this house that I'm coming up with. The society I'm coming from is battling with climate change effects. So I've looked into the problem and I'm coming up with a youth-led initiative, which I want AFC to help in the funding and as well partner in this
Okay,
initiative.
just reach out to my colleague Patience. Like I called her email address, reach out to her, tell her about the initiative. If you have a concept note, please do share with us. We'll look at it and would certainly engage with you. We want to partner with as many people as possible that are, doing things to reduce the environmental footprint. So we are very excited about your initiative. We congratulate you, and we are very happy to be part of it. Okay, Wonder Tech, please. Lastly, we move.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Bawa Halidu. My business name is WonderTech. Actually, we are into production of organic insecticides and manufacturing of solar-powered knapsack sprayers. I think I joined this platform for quite time ago. I impacted a lot, but it got to a point I was lost from the system because my phone got missing and I lost a lot of things. And currently, I got a new phone. So currently, as I speak, I'm not part of the WhatsApp group. So I wanted to be added to the WhatsApp group,
Reach
and I
out
lost.
to my colleague, Patience. We'll link you up to our membership coordinator. I suspect you're talking about our marketplace where you listed your product and where you are a member of the marketplace and all of those things. So reach out to my colleague, introduce your issue, and then she will link you up to our membership coordinator. She's better placed to attend to this. So we've come to the end of today's training. I thank you all for being very attentive and participating actively in today's training. By way of next steps, we are going to send you the link. Please respond to it as much as possible. Share with us. Don't get tired of us asking you to, fill the survey. Yes, and then the mentoring too. We are launching our mentorship program where we are going to be pairing experienced people with upcoming green innovators who need that knowledge from some of you, that have matured in your journey. So we are going to put out that form one last time for mentors to please, there is a call for mentors and call for mentees. So if you fall in each of the category, fill the form that pertains to you and would reach out to you. We'll look at your profile. If we believe that you have the skills and the knowledge to impact the upcoming generation of green innovators, we're going to reach out to you and we are going to match you with someone that you would mentor. On that note, I thank you very much for coming to today's training, and let us keep one data at a time, one story at a time, keep changing the world and keep making and tracking our impact. Thank you very much. Patience, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Kachi. Thanks everyone for your contributions and your attention as well. It's really great to have most of you stay till this time. So quickly, before we go, let's just quickly put on our videos and take the snapshot like we always do, just our family photo, right? So just put on your video and put on a very beautiful smile, and we'll take the snapshot and we'll come to the end of the M&E training. If you have questions or you have any other contribution and other, please reach out to us, any of us in the WhatsApp group, and we'll be very much available to answer you. Or reach out to me. I already dropped the email address in the chat box, pbrimo@afchub.org. And I'll be very glad to attend to your questions. So the mentorship program is starting in July. Please, we'll be reaching out to those of you that have applied to become mentors and those that have applied to become mentees, so that we'll get started. Please expect and our emails and WhatsApp chats as well. So thank you so very much, everyone. I'm sure that most of my colleagues have taken the snapshots. Thank you very much, everyone, and do have a good evening. Bye, everyone.